Hey, what's up, everybody? How we doing today? Welcome back to another episode of Cast Me Outside with me, your host, Aaron Scholl. How's it going? Today's date is February 12th, 2025. It's a Tuesday. Actually, it's a Wednesday. Hump day. Oh, yeah. Love it. Downhill from here. Valentine's Day on Friday. I don't know why I'm anxiously waiting for it. I'm just excited. So I guess I know what I'm doing tomorrow as far as the podcast. Today, we're going to be a little bit loose with it. We got advice. I've been putting my phone in phone jail. That's what I call it. Phone jail. I have just like a little tray that I kind of put my phone in. It's in my room. It's away from me. So the allure, the pull, the attention grabbing capability of my phone is greatly diminished when it's in phone jail, and it is jail because it is a sort of punishment. I don't know if I'm punishing me or if I'm punishing the phone. The phone, you've been bad. You've been too enticing. But yeah, not a ton to talk about. Kind of a normal ass day. I was talking to this guy at work about dopamine. Which I'm grateful for because he let me kind of think it out a little bit, think through dopamine, and I guess I'll try and explain my understanding of it to you all right now. So basically, I guess dopamine's a molecule. It's floating in your brain. And then when you do something or when you move towards something and seek something, your brain is using up dopamine. And then when you see something really cool or something new and exciting or novel, your brain uses up a lot of dopamine. And then right after you use up a ton of dopamine, there's not a lot left. That pool of dopamine you had has been depleted. And you kind of need for it to be replenished. And basically the only way to replenish dopamine, or the healthiest way to do it, is to do something boring, is basically my understanding. So you do something exciting, it uses up dopamine. Now you're not really motivated to do anything, at least anything less exciting than the thing that you were just engaging with. So you kind of need a moment to reset your dopamine. I think you just reset your dopamine by sleeping or being bored. And then once you're kind of replenished, then you kind of have a chance to go do other tasks. And I don't know how true this is. I'm sure as I do more studying, just more learning about dopamine, I'll get a better picture. But that's kind of my view of it right now. So please, if you're an expert or know something, be sure to let me know in the comments if I have a good picture of how dopamine works. But then basically, since it's a little relative, if you get a high peak in dopamine and then you go on to something that's doesn't give you that same peak, you're going to be bored by it. But if you do something super boring, and replenish your dopamine, and then go do something moderately hard, or moderately exciting, but not an extreme dopamine hit or dump, then that kind of boring task will actually be easier to accomplish, because you're going from a boring task to a less boring task, instead of the most exciting dopamine rich thing to a slightly less boring task. I hope at least what I'm describing makes sense, even though there's a chance it could be wrong. But yeah, so I was trying to explain that to a guy at work, and I think we talked about stuff. And maybe he came up with one or two things that he could do differently to not be so tapped at the end of the day. But who knows, man? It's hard. Self-motivation is hard. I just did another yoga nidra. This one felt really good, actually. And then I took a little nap afterwards. I must have, because I must have napped for like an hour and a half, minus the yoga nidra. But yeah, it was good. It felt like I was a little bit more in control, a little bit more present than I was yesterday. I know yesterday my yoga nidra, I was a little distracted. And getting up from a nap is always hard, but I'm kind of back in it right now. Glad to be here hosting the pod for you guys. Got some good positive feedback, got a couple nice comments, so thank you for commenting and listening and interacting. It helps the channel. It makes me feel like I'm doing something of value. So thank you. What is it? Oh, Mike Israelite? I don't know. Israelite? It's like his I don't know how to say his name, but he's this like buff doctor guy, pretty kind of a harsh, like unique personality, but obviously like super duper smart. I've only listened to one of his episodes before today. Other than that, I saw him on like one or two podcasts. But I listened to I guess the second solo podcast I've ever listened to of his, and it was on agreeableness, which is a big 5 trait. So if you don't know about the big 5 scale, it's like a personality. It's a list of common personality traits, and then each person falls somewhere on the spectrum of those 5 personality traits. And it's really cool. It's a cool kind of model to assess personality. Let me see if I can remember it. So it's openness to experience, introvert, extrovert, agreeableness, neuroticism, and conscientiousness. And he did an episode all on agreeableness, and it was actually super insightful. Had a lot of like good tips on how to kind of move yourself into a more disagreeable space, or it was kind of like tips on if you're having trouble being disagreeable in situations where being disagreeable actually helps the group. He gave you a good amount of tips to start kind of disagreeing safely, so you can start kind of training your mind to know that it's just safe to disagree. And then he gives some tips on people who are too disagreeable and how to kind of go with the flow. So yeah, really cool episode. My first impression of him was kind of meh. He was a little harsh, but after listening to a couple episodes of him, as you can tell, he is good at what he does, and it seems like he talks about stuff that I find interesting. He had an episode on his ADHD kind of journey from being on the medication to off medication, and yeah, it's cool. It's cool when you get turned on to a new voice, because I love that personality stuff. You can go and like listen to Jordan Peterson's personality lectures, which are mostly on the big 5. And this was like 2016, like before he got thrusted into the limelight, and it's sick. And he has I think a personality lecture series that he just recorded, basically his lectures from the classroom. I forget what college he was in at the time when he did that. I think somewhere in Canada. And then you can watch the personality ones, or you can watch the maps and meaning ones. The maps and meaning ones are really cool because he breaks down stories. I've been kind of leaning into stories. I think I mentioned this before, but it's been kind of a go-to when I'm like lost for content. And it's called Moth, the Moth Radio Hour. There's people telling their stories, and it's a good time. It's a power. It's like it gets me every time. Even yeah. There's been a couple stories where I've been like, thank you, next. But even the stories that are like thank you, next, that I like don't indulge in skipping and just hang on and listen through it. It always gets me. It always gives me a little state change or a little boost of energy or a little hit of emotion. So powerful stuff, and hopefully some of their storytelling techniques will rub off on me. That's not the only thing we're rubbing off. Okay. Hey yo. I don't know if I have much to say, but yeah, okay. But we got some advice then. If we don't have much to say, we got some unsolicited advice time. Daughters vaping at school. I have 3 daughters, 15, 16, and 17. That was a good 3-year streak you had. Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, so boom. The bad age. Their brain isn't fully formed. Most people's frontal cortex doesn't form until they're 25. And some people never. Okay, lame joke. Today at work, I got a call from their school. It was the principal. She informed me that she walked in on all 3 of them vaping together. Aw, family time. Little sesh, little bathroom gossip sesh. Let's go blow some vape. We're not blowing smoke up people's ass anymore. It's 2025, baby. We blow vapes up their ass, am I right? With some nice mango-scented vapor right up the tushes. The tushes. Yeah, that's a word. I thought I was dreaming. Boom, boom, boom. His little babies. His little baby girls. Smoking in the boys' room. Dude, imagine if they were in the boys' room. Just a little twist. Just another little detail to make that dream of yours a nightmare. I thought I was dreaming. I expected much better from them. Yeah, like this level of stupidity. Yeah, dude, I don't know. As someone who now vapes and sometimes is flagrant with the vape and just puffing it in more or less public areas, I get it. Obviously, vaping in the bathroom is so easy. You living in a little bubble. Daddy's little princess. Daddy's little princess would never vape in the... I don't know why it's a girl's voice, but Daddy's little princess would never vape in the bathroom at school. Well, guess what? I ain't a princess anymore, Dad. I'm a woman. I'm a bad girl. I don't know. I'm a teenager and I'm off the rails. I'm a teenager with a hard R. Okay, sorry, so stupid. I hate that joke. I hate the hard R joke where they just say hard R for anything that ends in an ER. It's hack, in my humble opinion. I'm not saying you shouldn't get your laughs. That's just saying I think it's hack. I stayed home today, so I chose to look through their rooms. I used to always respect their privacy up until this moment. Yeah, dude, the trust has been broken. We need to get to the bottom of this. Who the fuck is your daughter? Let me see them nipples. Are they pierced? Is that an inappropriate question for a father to ask a daughter? Context. Depends. I think at this moment when you're realizing they're no good bad girls, next thing you're gonna know they're mean and bullying. The weird smelly girl. Vaping and bullying? Who have I raised? But no, privacy is gone. Dad's world is shattering all around him. Who are these daughters who smile when I see them? Is that just a facade? Are they really up to no good skullduggery? Sounds like it. I found a phone I didn't realize was in my middle child's room. Yeah, the burner phone. That's a weird discovery. The burner phone. It's like, oh, I just need an extra phone to do degenerate internet shit on. Just, it's kind of hard for me to walk around and see my reflection shining back at me through the front-facing camera on this phone that I do a lot of degenerate shit on. So I had to get just a burner to kind of compartmentalize my teenage shenanigans. It didn't have a passcode, so I went through it. Dude, we're getting to the fucking bottom of this. Get this guy a shovel and a freaking helmet with a light on, because we're getting to the bottom of this. We're going to do some digging. I went through the phone, baby. Oh, a nice juicy phone. I would love the rush of that. Should I start trying to buy used phones so I can go through them? Sounds like a slippery slope into like weird stuff. Sounds like seeing stuff you don't want to see, like that you're inviting that into your life, but also back engineer some juicy stories with a little bit of phone archaeology. I have this idea that there's going to be there's just so much trash, and then since I kind of use grocery bags as my trash bag, each little grocery bag is like a little pod of a week of someone's life. So maybe in the future there's archaeologist students who get these grocery bags that turned into trash bags and have just a little snapshot of someone's life that they reverse engineer through the garbage. Just I don't know, just food for thought. And now you can probably do something like that with a phone, no doubt. Reverse engineer someone's life. Apparently she had a boyfriend from another state I didn't know about. All right, this is the 16-year-old. She's found some nice internet love. Yeah, dude, but you want to know. Yeah, I guess you want to know just so you can not be caught off guard like this guy. So you can process. I hate that word sometimes. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I hate it. So you can process your little babies freaking growing up, and she might be, getting it on, experimenting. All healthy stuff, but still weird when it's your daughter and weird when they're young, but that weird feeling is better than the weird feeling of them not having those experiences. All right, boyfriend, what the fuck, man? You gotta drive down to his house, see how many vapes he has. 10,000 fucking vapes, man. You're my daughter's vape dealer. And beat his ass. I don't mind her dating, but her hiding it from me broke my trust. Yeah, dude, your trust is done. Your trust is fucking crawling through the gutter. See? What day is it? And how can I trust you that it's actually that day? I found a diary in my youngest rooms. I don't know the passcode to it, though. Okay, cool. For some reason, going through the phone feels more acceptable than going through the diary. Diary, it's just it's just paper. It's not hurting anyone. The phone is this weird portal where there's predators and scams and just mental health destroying. You reflecting on your life, pen and paper style. Whatever's in there, that's between the journal and the journalist. Too bad real journalism doesn't exist anymore. Okay. Weird enough term, but okay. Okay, so the journal, we didn't get any dirt from that. My oldest had a lot of vapes and even alcohol in there. Yep, sounds about right. You have some normal teenage daughters. Congratulations. Are they relatively attractive? Are they not big uggos? Because they're they're having fun doing dumb teenage hot girl shit. Potentially, I don't know what's going on here. I messaged my youngest. She admitted she did it out of pressure from her sisters. Oh my god, the youngest is throwing him under the bus. There you go, under the bus. One time I tried to throw my sister under the bus. I think maybe she used my pipe and got caught with it, and somehow it got blamed on me. And I was like, "That's not my pipe," or I was like, "That wasn't my weed." And then my dad was like, don't throw your sister under the bus. If you're getting caught, don't be a rat and try to pass the blame." Which sometimes I've learned that lesson, and sometimes I've forgotten that lesson. So we're growing, we're living, we're loving. But yeah, the youngest, she is shattering, breaking under the pressure, cracking, if you will. And what do you expect from the youngest sister? She hasn't been through it. This is her first vape bust. She admitted that she did it out of pressure from her sisters. She told us her sisters have, if it matters. Our oldest works at McDonald's and our middle works at Dunkin' Donuts. Also vape at work. And our middle almost got fired for it. No, not your McDonald's job. Not or Dunkin' Donuts. I couldn't keep it straight. Yeah, not your Dunkin' Donuts job. Dunkin' Donuts, bro. You want to keep that vaping at Dunkin' Donuts? This steam better be steam and not vape. This vape better be vape from the coffee. Not from your little plastic rectangle you suck on. My husband is freaking out about this. Where did we go wrong? I don't think you went wrong. You got 3 daughters, 2 of them with, shitty high school, like first jobs. Dude, they're blowing off some steam. You should have saved them and groomed them to be the elites. You made them get their hands dirty, put on the apron of shame, and work at a fast food restaurant. That's where you went wrong. You should have kept them in prep classes and study classes. They should have just been taking a lot of classes, not doing work. And that would have saved them from this blue-collar life of vaping and long-distance boyfriends. We constantly give them unconditional love. We don't force them to do anything, and we never expose them to any kind of substances. I don't understand why they started doing it. Oh my God, are you like just such a square? Would vaping in the bathroom never even occur to you? Like, what? Why are kids experimenting with drugs and shit? You can't come up with a single idea? It looks fun. All my friends are doing it. I've never experienced it. There's like a culture of, a certain amount of like initiation, silly partying, like getting up to no goodness that happens at around this age. They get home in an hour. Please help. How do I talk to them? Okay, and then we'll get some info that other people were wondering. So yeah, how do you talk to them? I think you need to talk to like someone first, and not us shitheads on the internet. Maybe like talk to like a parent of a friend of your daughter, like someone who find the bad girl of the grade. Talk to their parents. Be like, how do you deal with being such shitty parents and exposing your daughter to vapes and alcohol? Because I never did any of that shitty shit, and my kids turned out to be a degenerate vaping Dunkin' Donut bimbo. Okay. Because, like, on a scale of like 1 to 10 of troubling, this is like a 5. Maybe a 4 even. But okay, let's see what context we get added. I don't think she knows her boyfriend in real life. I don't know if that's good, worse, or bad. I mean, I definitely had my at least one online chat friend, girlfriend thing. No, we never met in real life. And of course, right now I'm kind of like, was that person real? I think I did one time try to search them. Dominique or something. She lived in California. I don't know. Guys, I get catfished. Was I the first person to ever get catfished on AIM, on AOL Instant Messenger? My middle child has sent pics, not nude, but inappropriate to say the least. Okay, that's actually some saving grace that she's not out there like sending incriminating photos. So you're actually doing okay. Like you might end up just raising like some normal people. And yeah, maybe your standards of being smart enough not to vape in the fucking bathroom at school, maybe they fall short of those, but they hopefully they're smart enough to not repeat it. It's like such a stupid mistake. These aren't a few vapes I found. I found at least 5 alcohol bottles under my eldest's bed and nearly 100 vapes hidden inside my eldest's rooms. Okay, well, she's getting a little fucking oral fixation, you know what I mean? Then that's going to lead to a teenage pregnancy, 100%. 100%. There's nothing you can do about it. You better have plan B in the medicine cabinet. Slip it in her cornflakes in the morning. Okay. That's not right. Why would we ever do that? Yeah, I don't know. 100 fucking vapes. What do you do when you catch someone with 100 vapes? You say, charge all these vapes. I want all these vapes charged by the morning. Like, you can't like smoke them. I want them charged because you're gonna smoke them dry. I want full juicy batteries because you're gonna just sit here and suck on these vapes until there's not a single bar left on any of them. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the kind of cliche was if you caught a kid with cigarettes, you'd make him smoke the whole pack and kind of traumatize them or get them really addicted. Or both. Win-win. You win by punishing your kids, and the tobacco company wins by getting a lifelong customer. So if you find your kid with cigarettes, make them fucking smoke. If you find your kid with fentanyl, the only thing you can do is traumatize them by making them do the entire bag all at once. You overdosed your kid? I was parenting. All of my children have phones. Okay, no shade there. They probably are at a phone age, which is probably the worst phone age. My thing is a little joke that I kind of tell to myself is like, we got this phone and really everyone needs to have a phone talk. Like, there's a camera on this phone. This may be mainly for boys. No, it's probably for girls too. You're gonna want to point this camera at your genitals. Please wait to do that. Please wait until you are at least an adult to do that. Pictures are fun. It feels safer, but it's also more permanent. And this is one of my many rules of life, but after years of trial and error, I've come up with this gem of wisdom, and that is you gotta see the piece in person before you get a picture of it. Just kind of saves me from getting catfished. And yeah, let me know. Have you ever sent an unsolicited dick pic? Let me know. Let me see. Okay. JK. Pause. Okay. I don't care. I've never seen this before. I never purchased this. She never informed me about this. Yeah, she got a burner phone. That's the shadiest shit. And I'm experimenting with a little bit of vape and a little bit of booze. Yeah, it's trashy. Yeah, it's trashy. It's stupid. Hopefully nothing catastrophic comes from that stupidity. But the drug dealing phone, the sex working phone, what's that fucking phone for? I gotta know. My children have never had behavioral. Yeah, they're normal people. They just fucking got caught up in the group vaping phenomenon. They were always well behaved. Yeah, like they were always well behaved. My oldest, has had some issues back in middle school, but has been fine since. Yeah, okay. Fucking normal growing up shit. Getting to know your personality, having a little bit of issues here and there. That's great. My youngest is in honor society, and she is our grades class president. Okay, you got a cool president. You got a cool class president, dude. Our president sends risque pics. Okay, inappropriate. They're children. Yeah, dude. I think you should be a little relieved that your children aren't like this Norman Rockwell picture, this weird fantasy that they're like not human. They're these perfect children. You should parent them. Sounds like you had an easy job of parenting. Like, a little bit of puberty drama in middle school, or fucking girl shit, eating disorder, self mutilation, not mutilation, but self harm. But they bounced back, and now they're just doing like pretty normal dumb shit. They say they will be updating this. If I see the update, I'll come back to you guys. I think you can like punish them, but I think you can also get a fucking grip, lady. Take a breath. It's gonna be okay. Let them get in trouble in school. Take all this shit away from them. Tell them it's fucking stupid, and try and open up a healthy line of communication. But like even these like pretty normal, well-adjusted kids are. They're not going to tell their parents about the bad shit they're doing. So yeah, maybe a little overreacting. So it sucks for you. You have to deal with kind of the school system and them getting in trouble in that way, because bringing substances to school seems like a pretty big deal. But who knows in this day and age with how like insanely popular it is. If we all bring vapes to school, they can't expel all of us. Kind of feels like that sometimes. Like if it's just flooded, you can't fight the phones anymore. Like I was from a generation where they would fight the phones. I'm sure they do fight the phones, but I think we're all kind of hooked on it. So there's like a little bit of just the hypocrisy. I think it's just harder to be telling people what to do as far as like phone time when you're fucking wasting your life away swiping and scrolling and doing whatever on the phone. So we're all just shitty people, demoralized to even like point our children in the right direction. I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily true, but maybe there's a hint of truth in there. Oh, I wish I could have ended it on a brighter note, but I'm going to have to call it there. Thank you so much for listening. If you made it this far, you are very much appreciated, and I hope you stop by again. That's going to be it for today's episode of Cast Me Outside. It's been a lot of fun, but we're done. Gotta run. Thank you this time for your time, and until next time, keep on living and loving. Peace.